Hey everyone, welcome back to LC Drone Solutions. My name is Lamir Carter, and today's video will be a follow-up to yesterday's upload where I briefly touched on remote ID. Now, this is something that's crucial for all drone pilots and enthusiasts out there. So, today's video, I'm going to talk about what remote ID is, why it matters, and how it will impact your flights. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. So, what exactly is remote ID? You can think of it like a digital license plate for your drone. The Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, introduced remote ID as a way to help law enforcement and other agencies identify drones in flight. The Federal Aviation Administration published remote ID back in the first quarter of 2021. And basically, remote ID requires drone operators in the US airspace to broadcast their identification and location information during a flight. Cars have license plates. Drones, too, will now have this system to broadcast their location and identify while flying. Now, you might wonder, why is this necessary? Well, with more drones filling the skies, it's essential to have some accountability for safety and privacy. Now, on this channel, we talk a lot about balancing drone tech and privacy. And with remote ID, this gives authorities a tool to monitor and ensure that drones are flown responsibly, especially in sensitive areas. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just about regulation. It's also about making the sky safer and more organized. Now, there's a lot of mixed reactions from the drone community about remote ID, or I should say there have been since this has been going on for quite some time. On one hand, there's a recognition that having some identification is necessary for safety, but there's also a concern about privacy. And listen, I get it. Some drone pilots feel that remote ID could expose them to unwanted attention, especially if their flight information is accessible to the public. So I think it's a valid concern, and it raises important questions about how much data is too much. So, what does this mean for you and I as drone pilots? If you're flying a drone that requires remote ID, your drone will need to broadcast its ID and location information. Unfortunately, newer drones often have this built in. If you're flying an older model, though, you might need to add a remote ID module. While remote ID is a big shift, it's going to take some time for us to get used to. And when I say us, I mean pilots, operators. As drone pilots, we should stay informed about these regulations and make sure we're flying within the law. After all, being a responsible pilot helps open the door to more acceptance of drones in society. I hope this clears up any confusions and answers any questions you all may have on remote ID. Thank you guys all for tuning in. If you found this video helpful and if you like this, please subscribe to the channel as well as like. With that said, I will see you all next time. Take care.